Hello students, welcome you all to the video lecture on signals in system. Today we are going to determine whether the given signal is energy or power signal. So they have given x of t as e power minus 3t u of t, and this is the energy formula. Energy E is given by limit t tends to infinity minus t to t modulus of x of t the whole square dt. Okay. So first we need to find out the proper value of x of t. Okay. So what is x of t? E power minus 3t into u of t, and we know that u of t is unit step signal. The value is 1 for t greater than or equal to 0, and it is 0 for t less than 0. So the expression x of t I can rewrite as e power minus 3t into what is the value of u of t? The value is 1, but it exists only for what? T greater than or equal to 0. Okay. So I can write that x of t is e power minus 3t. Why? Because e power minus 3t into 1 is e power minus 3t, and this value exists only for t greater than or equal to 0. Okay. So with this, let us find out what is the energy value, what is the average power P value. Okay. So whenever energy is finite and average power P, right, is 0, it is called energy signal. Similarly, whenever E is infinite and average power P is finite, then it is said to be power signal. Okay. So in this problem, let us see what is the energy value, what is the average power P value. Okay. So energy E is limit t tends to infinity, and this is the formula. Okay. And we have already determined that x of t is e power minus 3t, and this exists only for t greater than or equal to 0. So as a first step, limit t tends to infinity. Since this value exists only for t greater than or equal to 0, that is positive values of t, right? So instead of writing the integration from minus t to t, I have only from 0 to t. Why? Because t exists only for greater than or equal to 0. Okay, negative values of t and all, the value is 0. So minus t to t will be changed to 0 to t. Okay, and then modulus of what is x of t? X of t is e power minus 3t the whole square. Anyway, modulus of e power minus 3t is nothing but e power minus 3t. Okay, so limit t tends to infinity 0 to capital T, e power minus 3t the whole square is e power minus 60. Okay, so 60 into dt. Now I have to integrate this value. So limit t tends to infinity, integration of e power minus at dt is e power minus at by minus a. So this value I have e power minus 60, right? Instead of a I have 6. So e power minus 60 by minus 6. And I have to substitute the limits. Lower limit is 0, upper limit is t, capital T. Okay. So if you want, you can take 1 by minus 6 outside, or you can keep as it is also, and you can solve it. Okay. So I have limit t tends to infinity. Okay, let me take minus 1 by 6 outside. Okay, so you have only e power minus 60. Okay, so like this I have. So now limit t tends to infinity minus 1 by 6. Substitute your upper limit. So wherever I have t, I have to replace it by capital T. So e power minus 6 into capital T. Substitute your lower limit. While substituting your lower limit, I have to put one minus sign, and then I have to replace t by 0. So e power minus 6 into 0, right? So e power 6 into 0 is anyway 0. So e power minus 0 or e power plus 0, both the values are 1. Okay. So this value tends to 1. So this becomes 1. So I have limit t tends to infinity Okay, minus 1 by 6 as it is, e power minus 60 and e power 0 is 1. Okay, so minus 1 I have. Okay, now substitute wherever I have capital T, I have to substitute t tends to infinity. Okay, so minus 1 by 6 e power minus 6 into infinity minus 1. So e power minus 6 into infinity. So 6 into infinity is infinity. So e power minus infinity is 0. So this value becomes 0. So I have only minus 1 by 6 into minus 1, which is nothing but minus into minus will become plus 1 by 6. So energy E value is nothing but 1 by 6. Okay. So energy E we have determined, which is nothing but 1 by 6. And now we have to find out average power P. Average power P formula is limit t tends to infinity 1 by 2t minus t to t modulus of x of t the whole square dt. Okay. So anyway, when you compare the energy formula and the power formula, you have additionally only one term, that is 1 by 2t, right? So I can easily write this formula. Anyway, t tends to infinity. So t is there here also, here also. So t tends to infinity is applicable for this term, and again limit t tends to infinity is applicable for this term also, second term also, right? So I can even write this term as this. So we have already know that this is what actually, this is nothing but your energy E. Okay. So I can write average power P as limit t tends to infinity 1 by 2t into capital E. So already we have determined E value. E value is 1 by 6. So substitute that 1 by 6 here. So limit t tends to infinity 1 by 2t into E value is 1 by 6. Substitute that value here. Wherever you have t, substitute it as infinity. So 1 by 2 into infinity into, so here 1 by 2 into infinity. So anyway 2 into infinity is infinity. So 1 by infinity into 1 by 6. Okay. So numerator is 1. Anyway infinity into any value is infinity. 1 by infinity I have. 1 by infinity is nothing but 0. Okay. So using that I can find out the average power P is nothing but 0. So already we have determined energy E as 1 by 6. Okay. So energy E is a finite. Energy E is finite. Why? Because it is 1 by 6. And average power P is 0. So whenever energy E is finite, average power P is 0. The given signal is what? Energy signal. Therefore, the given signal is energy signal. Okay. Thank you. Thanks for watching.